If you have a situation where your data has blank spaces either leading or trailing the data and you want to remove those spaces, this is the video for you. I'll show you a quick way to fix the problem, but stick around till the end and I'm going to cover a unique way to deal with this issue that'll make your data bulletproof. In this example, I've got a VLOOKUP function that's returning the hashtag NA error here. I know that my lookup value is also my table array. But the reason why this error is occurring right now is because there's a blank space before red that's a little bit hard to see. But if I click into it, you can see that it doesn't just say red, it says blank space RED. Now of course in this example, I only have one value throwing the error, but I'm going to show you how to fix it in a way that would be useful if you wanted to run this across a large set of data. In column C, I'm going to start by typing equals and then trim. And this trim function is really what we're going to use to get rid of blank spaces either before or after the data. Once I have that typed out, I can open up a parentheses, and then Excel prompts us with what it needs. For this function, you only need one thing, and that's to click on the text that you want the blank spaces removed from. So in this example, I just need to click on cell A2, and then close the parentheses and click enter. From here, you can see that it appears that it returned the same value, but if I were to go into it right now, there's actually no blank space. From here, we have a couple of options on how we want to proceed. I could drag down my data, and I could know confidently that there's no trailing or leading blank spaces in any of it. I could then rewrite the VLOOKUP function to look up the values in C rather than A. I could also take the value that was returned here in C and I could go ahead and I could copy it and then paste it into A2. And when I do that, of course, since the blank spaces are removed, the VLOOKUP now works properly and returns the value that I want it to. Both of these options are good and will work fine, but I want to show you a better way to handle using the trim function. Rather than trimming the data in a separate column like we did before, you can actually nest the trim function within your VLOOKUP function, and you can have the trimming go on at the same time that the VLOOKUP function is running. So you can see normally when you do a lookup function, as I did up here, you can see that I told Excel to look at value A2, and I'm going to go ahead and delete that actually right now. What I want to tell Excel to do is to not only look at the value in A2, I want it to look at a trimmed down version of the value in A2. So inside of my VLOOKUP function, inside of specifically the lookup value field, I'm going to type out trim, open parentheses, and then I'm going to type out A2. I'm going to close the parentheses, and then you can see once I've done that and completed the trim function, it's taken me back to the VLOOKUP function where I already have all of the necessary data filled out. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click enter, and you can see that again the VLOOKUP function is working. So just to recap what's going on, the example that we're on right now is a not nested trim function. You can see that it's looking at A3 like normal, and it's looking in the table array. What we've done in cell B2 is super similar, but we've been more clever with it. Instead of saying just look for value A2, we're telling Excel, and specifically the VLOOKUP function, to look for the trimmed down version of cell A2. So essentially, look for cell A2, but make sure that there's no blank spaces. Thanks for watching the video, everybody. I'm a new channel and every view helps. If you found the content helpful, make sure to give the video a like and click the subscribe button. If you want to learn more about lookup functions, make sure to click the video here. Thanks again.